if some people are asking, well, why did he only get like 7 years, or why did Brick Baby take the plea deal, or whatever, whatever? How does this affect Big U and this and that, this and that? I don't know how the feds is playing it, whether they allow him to make his case separate. But from my understanding, they didn't want Brick Baby. He's not the shot caller, which is why they was willing to offer him a deal if he got one. They like, how did you get all this time reduction if, with all your charges, because he wasn't the leader? The feds is thinking like this. What do we need you for? We don't want you. We could care less about you. You taking the plea, that just gets you out the way. And somebody's saying, well, how does that look on everybody else? I don't know. We gotta wait till he comes home to see his paperwork or whatever. Me, do I care about who's telling or whatever? No. I mean, they not telling on me. But my question is, side note, why does somebody have to tell on you? Like, if you ain't grown enough to admit to your crime, personally, you deserve to go to jail. Me personally. But the feds is playing it like this. If you not the ringleader, you not nothing without the ringleader, because you not even calling the shots. No one's going to listen to you, so we don't care about you. That's why they were willing to offer Brick Baby a plea deal. Because you not the one we want anyway. We don't care about you. That's basically what they on. Now, it depends on what his plea deal is. If he plead out to what he's done, like, oh, well, don't that hurt Big U? In a way, but really it don't. Because he's dealing with something different. Big U is dealing with a murder. That's what he's dealing with. He's not dealing with what Brick Baby and them is dealing with. Like, they were a portion, they were a part of, but they're not the ringleader. They don't care about those guys. The guys at the top that was the right-hand man and this and that, the consigliere, the mafia, they don't care about the underlings. They don't care about them, which is why they quick to throw them a deal. Okay, cop out to this and cop out to that, because they know knowing Brick Baby, he'll be right back. Like, what is it costing us to give him 7 years? He'll be back. We know him. He got a record a mile long. All we need to do is catch him in a situation that we could just throw away the key. They don't really have nothing on him to where, like, what? He shot a pistol in the air. They don't want him. Like, you haven't actually committed, like, these people committing crimes. Like, this picking the lesser of two evils. So we could deal with him being on the street. We can't deal with you being on the street. So that's just like the Gunna case. When Gunna took the first plea, but Young Thug took a plea as well. Who cares who copped out first? Well, it don't matter. We get life, whoop-de-doo. Bro, you took a plea too, so you not trying to do life neither. So stop it. Get some help. These dudes be trying to hype y'all up to do something that they themselves is not even doing. You took it to trial, but you hurried up and copped out to the plea once they offered it. Like, stop it. Get some help. Like, you really don't want us to do our job right now. You really don't want us to do our job. Take this plea, go ahead, get this slap on the wrist, whatever, 15 years on paper, whatever. You do community service or whatever the plea deal agreement is. Him saying it's a gang, how does that hurt y'all? How? Like, how does it hurt y'all? Oh, we a gang? You know y'all a gang. So that's not hurting y'all. How dare you tell the truth? Like, what? Shouldn't nobody have to tell on you? No one should be in a situation where you mad because he wouldn't be a flunky. That's what you saying. I can't believe, how could you just go on and live your life? This is what Young Thug is saying. How could you just go on and live your life and act like nothing happened? You did the same thing he did. What are you talking about? Do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? People will hype you up to do stuff that they themselves wouldn't even do. You talking about, well, so what, we get life. So what, we get life. But if you cop out to a plea too, you did the same thing that person did. So how are you any better than that person? You're not. You're not. Stop it. Get some help. They get pulled over, right? They get pulled over. The boys, they check the car, whatever. And then they find something, and then you mad that he won't take the case. These are the type of men that I don't respect. My woman would never have to take a charge from me. I'm a man. Oh, you don't want to be locked up? Well, you shouldn't be doing stuff to get locked up for. But you're not willing to take your time as a man, and somebody else got to snitch on you, or we not going to say nothing, but I know I'm in the wrong, and I know I did wrong. I'm going to say what I did wrong. Yo, I did this, and I did this. Well, who did that? Listen, I ain't here to tell on nobody. I didn't do this, and I know I didn't. But y'all can paint whatever narrative y'all want to paint. Well, all you got to do is say, in order to get this plea, it depends on what's in the plea. That's why I always tell y'all, it depends on what's in the plea. If what's in the plea, that's why Big U motioned to reveal all the informants and stuff like that, because he wants to see who's saying what and who's doing what. Allegedly, because he's trying to fight his case. He was like, I can't fight my case if I don't know who's doing what and who's saying what. Because how can I defend something I don't know about? Like, oh, that person lying. But his high-profile case, they're not about to do that because people could tamper with witnesses and all that, and the Fed's not trying to mess up their money grab, like, whatever. But me, side note, I believe that the Feds are getting beside themselves. They are trying to keep their 90 percentile rate of conviction alive. Like, bro, this is about right is right, wrong is wrong. That's all it's supposed to be about, justice. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it, even though it's like cops and robbers. I understand from y'all point of view, but just know I'm on the opposite side. So we just not gonna see eye to eye. But y'all doing y'all job, so I can't get mad. But if I win the case, you can't get mad neither. This is just the way the cookie crumbles. So sometimes it ain't always in your favor, and sometimes it is. But anyway, I just believe the Feds are just too prone to worry about their conviction rate instead of just doing their job. Like, this ain't about a conviction rate. This ain't about being right. This is about right is right, wrong is wrong, period. And we have to prove it. That's it. That's justice. Not anybody goes down for the crime, but the right person goes down for their crimes. That's how it's supposed to be. And I understand that, being on the opposite side. It's like cops and robbers, like I just said. I understand from y'all point of view, but y'all got to understand I'm on the opposite side. So we not going to agree. We can agree to disagree. How dare you pull me over knowing I'm riding around with dirty tags? I mean, I'm not saying people ain't supposed to fight their cases. You are. But my situation is Bricc baby, like, they don't want him. They don't care about Bricc baby. Now, somebody like Loose Cannon or something like that, they'll probably want them because this person is self-proclaimed the right-hand man. Like, this is what you saying. You saying, yeah, yeah, I was almost his daddy. Like, what? Wait a minute. Yeah, that was my bro. You know, I was his therapist at one point. Like, and then Loose Cannon, you went on No Jumper, and then you said like a whole bunch of this and that. So you got yourself in trouble. People can't say, "Oh man, they telling." Like, bro, you told on yourself. What are you talking about? And then Big U, you told on yourself. What are you talking about? You told on yourself. Doing all these podcasts and disputing what you and Nipsey went through and all of this and that. You could have said, "Listen, you have issues with your homies. That's just what it be. Sometimes it goes further than anybody will want. That's not what anybody wanted, but sometimes things go left. But why would I want this person harmed? Like, it don't make no sense. But the reason why people paint those narratives is because people are grieving. So they're not thinking logically. I have nothing to gain from taking this person's life. This is a person I had, like, I had love for like a son. So why would I want to hurt Nipsey? Yeah, me and Nipsey got into it, but who don't? Who don't get into it with their family? Who don't get into it with their sisters, their brothers, and this and that? And sometimes things go left, but why would I ever want to see this person harmed? There may have been cases where these things occurred and things like this have happened where people tried to harm people they love, but that ain't my case. I got nothing against them. Like, we were cool. It just sometimes we just didn't see eye to eye. But Big U didn't know how to do that. Yeah, when I go to such and such, I check in. Like, what? You know this is illegal? Do you know checking in is illegal? That's like you trying to make extortion legal. Yeah, when I go somewhere, I check in. With whom? That's what the feds is doing. And then? Yeah. And then Nipsey got to come and get his discipline. I mean, you're not his father. And then? Remember our dude, where's my car? And then? And then his brother came out. He's not even from the set. And then? And then. Like, they still listening. Like, and it don't help the fact that Whack 100, he's sitting there adding fuel to the fire. It don't help nothing that he adding more fuel to the fire. It's just like, bro, really? Yeah, me and Big U, we ain't talked to each other in about 100 years. That's what Whack called. He like, we ain't talked to each other in 100 years. I didn't have nothing to do with nothing. Because it's every man for himself. When them cases come, it's every man for himself. Now, Loose Cannon, if you facing 100 years, brother, you better call on top, bro. You better tell, my boy. Oh, the dead homies. Free my guy Biscuit. Oh, baby. Nah, but like, I don't know. Like, you got a wife and you got a kid. I don't know. Like, me personally, I would just take my time. Me personally, like, they offer me a plea deal. I'm like, I'm gonna just take my time. Like, skip it. Like, it is what it is. That's if you agreed to do the crime. But Loose Cannon has a separate case from Big U. Big U has a case of murder. So, allegedly. So, it's like, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. Me personally, I don't believe that he has something to do with Nipsey. I don't believe that. I truly don't believe that. I believe he genuinely had love for that man. But that don't mean that he not capable of something like this. This means that I don't believe that. Now, I could be wrong. But something in me just feel like he wouldn't have nothing to gain from that. Like, I would rather hurt you before I let somebody else hurt you. So, what would he gain from that? oh, with jealousy and envy, you know, Cain killed Abel and stuff like that. Like, bro, these weren't biological brothers. These is homies that grew up in the hood together. And the difference is Big U had his own money. Like, he was getting money on top of money. So he really didn't need Nipsey. Nipsey didn't need him. Like, straight up, Nipsey had his own money. And when they went on tour and Nipsey decided to back up from Big U, it was because Big U mans had got caught with some trafficking substances. And that's why that person got life. That person got life. Nipsey backed up and was like, I'm cooling because this is your homeboy. And y'all getting me in trouble. Y'all, you gonna get me in trouble. Like Mike Epps off next Friday. I gotta live here. You don't. You gonna get me in trouble. On me. So Nipsey decided to keep his distance or whatever. So what ended up happening, what allegedly happened, right? So Eric, the one that killed Nipsey, Eric got into a prior incident. So he already had a chip on his shoulder. The conversation that him and Nipsey had was him basically saying like, yo, I'm hearing this and that, this and that. Is this true? And Nipsey like, what? Like, what? Why are you talking to me about this? So they trying to state, like I guess Whack 100 was trying to state that Big U was holding something over Nipsey's head. And he was like, well, he's trying to insinuate that Nipsey told on somebody. And allegedly, Nipsey was messing around with some guy's girlfriend and telling her like some old dirty Mac and stuff like, yo, don't answer his phone calls because he in jail. And once he got out, he wanted to fade with Nipsey. And the homie faded the dude because Nipsey wasn't gonna fight him. So the homie was like, I'll do it. Packed him up. The dude couldn't take the L. He came back, shot the homie, killed the homie. And I guess while the dude was at large, no pun, he running around, whatever, Nipsey allegedly said, if something happened to me, this guy did it. So that's what Wack believe why Nipsey and Big U got back cool after they had those incidents. It's neither here nor there. Nobody knows but them. But from my knowledge, what I do know is that Eric Holder got in a situation before that situation happened, like a week before. So he was on crash out mode, whatever. I guess he was trying to get a reaction out of Nipsey, didn't get the reaction that he wanted, whatever. He decided to get his last meal, which is why he went to a burger joint, got his last meal as a free man. He knew what he was about to do. I just don't think Big U was going to cause something like that. Because the female never said that Eric made a call or something like that, or he was acting suspicious or something like that. I believe Eric did that because that's what Eric wanted to do. And it's kind of like I guess, what did he end up doing? He pulled up. As soon as Eric pulled up, he was like, he got out with a female. The female went and took a picture with Nipsey, and he feeling some type of way, which is why he told her that in the car. He said, "You acting funny style." That's why he felt the way he did, because he was low-key jealous, and she cropped him out of the picture, all that. And, you know, just being a fan. But most dudes can't take that. But whatever. So, Bricc Baby, he's a non-factor. He's a non-factor. Not that he's not important or enough or something like that. It's just to the feds, you're not the ringleader, so we don't care about you. We don't need you. We got all the information we need. They don't need Bricc Baby to snitch. It could help, but they don't need him to. You would have to tell them something they don't know about. But if he was really talking, he would have got hit with some, like I say, a free throw, which is a year and a day, something like that, or out in like 5 months for good behavior. Do I believe he's telling? I don't know. I'm not there, so I wouldn't know. It depends on what the plea agreement was. If the plea agreement was, hey, say this person did this, and say this is a gang, and say, not even this is a gang, say, because they already know. The Rolling 60s is a gang already. But they like, nobody goes home from a RICO. How come they don't? Plenty of people do. But we seen Sammy the Bull and stuff like that, and he killed 19 people. Bricc Baby shot in the air. It's a difference. So he hasn't actually committed a real crime that they know of. But Bricc Baby, they know he not right in the head, because who goes on a podcast and say, well, if Dirk would have sent me the money, I would have. The feds don't want him. They know by the way he carries himself, he's not the brain of the operation. They already know that. So why do we care about him getting back on the street? He'll be back. Knowing him, he'll be back. It's like he's making a bed for himself that he's gonna have to sleep in. He getting into it with his baby mama. Like, they know he not the brain of the operation. What is it gonna do for us to lock him up? It's not gonna do nothing. How else are we gonna get the tea? That's what the feds is on. Like, how else are we gonna get the tea? This person's a crash dummy. They don't even think. And they know that. Oh, well, just admit to what you did and you can go on head on. That's like, say you got 5 kids and you got a busted window. You want the ringleader that said this was okay. Because they feel like if we get that one, you strike the shepherd, the sheep to scatter. That's the saying. So they like, basically, we don't need you. We need the ringleader. Because once we get the ringleader, y'all nothing without the ringleader. Even if we cut the head off and it grows back, it won't be you. Because then you got a record amount long. All you got to do is do something. And you're right back. So what they want is the ringleader. Who they think is the ringleader. Who they think is calling the shots. Who tells these people what to do? These people, we don't care about them. They do what they're told. But you're the one telling them to. So with that being said, man, it depends on what's in his plea agreement. That's what it depends on. And whether he shows it or not is on him. He could plead out to his crimes and, okay, well, we'll give you this. This is what they offer. Go ahead and get out of my face before I change my mind. Legend, subscribe. Buh!